Hey guys, this is Harold Woods III, coming from my YouTube channel. Just so you know, I'm son of the bridge man. We do a lot of bridges. We just got done finishing the 14th bridge, and my job, being the oldest son and second oldest of 14, is to build tables that turn the trains around on each after they go through each bridge. So I've got 3 done. On the 4th table that we're building is a trestle. I'm going to show you how I did it, what inspired me. Tried to make every one of them different. So let's go through it.
I did some research online and found the world's largest wooden trestle is located in California. It is a Goat Canyon Trestle. It is 700 feet long and 200 feet high. It was built in 1933. Here is the top view. It has a 15-degree bend in it. It is more than 90 years old, and they used it up to 2008. I needed to make the trestle mobile. It has to be light and fit through a 36-inch door. I figured the biggest I could make it is 90-degree sections. So I made the top 5 inches wide and the base 18 inches wide. I made the master of the top and bottom of each 90-degree section and marked it every 5 inches for each trestle. I made a circle on the ground to make sure all 4 sections would work. The bases were made out of some 4x4 pieces of plywood I had sitting around. I needed to join 8 of the 45 degrees and splice them together with these blocks of wood. I glued them and put about 50 nails into each one of them. The trestles will be made out of some rough sawn wood that my dad had from a barn he tore down more than 25 years ago. It was in his backyard under a tarp. It is amazing. There are no knots. We're going to need approximately 300 pieces that are half inch by 42 inches long, and approximately 500 pieces that are a quarter inch by half inch by 42 inches. This is one of the issues I had when I tried to make the half inch by quarter inch pieces. I cut the half inch side first. Then when I tried to cut the quarter inch side and feed them into my saw, they go into the saw and get chewed up. One of the tricks I found is that once I get the fence in the correct place, I took a piece of plywood and set it to cover the hole. I raise the blade up through the plywood to cut the quarter inch pieces. They don't fall in. It works great. Hope this trick helped you guys. Here's a pile of about 150 pieces of the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 42 inch and about 150 pieces of a quarter inch by 1/2 inch by 42 inch pieces for the trestle. I know you can see them all, but the saw leaves a little burr on them. I have to get rid of the burr. So I sand each piece on the belt sander. It is tied down upside down. I move each piece back and forth and rotate each one. When I'm done, it is nice and smooth. It's ready for paint. I'm going to paint them before I build the trestle. Again, there are over 300 pieces here. When I sand them, it's going to take me a little while. Of course, I wear glasses and gloves. Here's a pile of a quarter inch by 1/2 inch by 42 inch long pieces. They're all sanded and ready for paint. They look so cool. But I can only do 75 pieces at a time. Here's a pile of the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 42 inch long pieces. These are ready for paint. I'll use this Rust-Oleum dark walnut with a satin finish. Here's about 75 trestle pieces all sanded and painted. I paint each side and then let them dry. Then I rotate them 90 degrees and paint the next side. And when those done, I do the next side and then finally the 4th side. It takes a little time, but it's much easier to do them when they're apart than when they're together as a trestle. The next thing I did was to get 5 of the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 42 inch pieces, 8 of the quarter by 1/2 by 42 inches, and then I drew a pattern on a 1/2 inch piece of plywood for my template. I put nails in key locations to help hold the pieces in place until I glued and nailed them. I made masters of all the horizontal pieces. I made masters of all the 45-degree pieces. I'm going to get started to make the trestle. Another trick I learned is to put 2-inch packing tape on the plywood so that as I glued the pieces together, that the excess glue that comes out could be just wiped off. One trestle piece glued, nailed, and ready to remove from the template. 43 more to go. As my daughter says, "Dad, you got this. Just power through it and get it done."
Okay, here's the trestle so far. I'm starting to assemble it. The outside is going to be a mountain, so I made it with 1/2-inch plywood. Got the base down. The edge of the mountain will be 1/4-inch plywood. Nailing the base there. It's all marked all the way around. My glue come up. I got the top made. I'll start putting it together. So we get done, should see the whole thing. Alright. See you in a few. I'm going to put together the Goat Canyon Trestle. First I'm going to glue the top. Glue on the bottom. Everything's marked. Line it up. The other side. Next one.
Here it is all together. This is a 90 degrees of the circle. It's pretty cool. It's 4 inches at the top, 16 inches at the bottom. I can't wait to get the rest of it done. This is so neat. I've got the boxes done at the ends for the mountains. This will be the inside loop. And this will be the outside loop. Here's a shot just after I put a base coat of paint on the top and the bottom. Here's the second 90-degree section. I'm going to make this one a little different. I'm going to put one step on each side. I do this by gluing green board onto the trestle wherever I want the mountain to be. I do this by using the Loctite PL300 for foam boards. I put it all over the back and tape it on. It looks like it wants to stick more to the table instead of the mountain. It will look a lot like this side with a step. Here is the first 90-degree section with no steps. Green board glued on, wood pieces are installed between each trestle section. Once the glue dries, and I can shape the green board to look like mountains, then paint them with a base color. Here is the second 90-degree section with one step ready for mountains to be shaped. Here's the third 90-degree sections I built. It's going to be my version of the Goat Canyon when it's done. I started to install the green board on to the trestle. It looks so cool. Time for base paint. It is a very tedious job. You can't rush it. If you do, all you do is make a huge mess. I would either dab it or move my brush in a circle. I found it to work the best. Got to test it out, the trussels, so I'm running a Santa Fe on the loop. Just making sure it looks good. So excited. This is 8-foot diameter, so pretty good size, 42 inches high. Can't wait to put this in the train show.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The next step is to take 2 of these trussels, push them apart. We'll put 2 36-foot bridges in them and display them for the next train show. So please like and subscribe to check it out. We'll be on the next video, and enjoy your day.